Coach, hard-fought games last Saturday. Seemed pretty evenly matched until the very end when things kind of got away with the final score. But just kind of rehash that Kennesaw game.
Yeah, I certainly thought we played hard enough. I mean, had good energy and, kids prepared well. For a while there, after the second quarter, game's going like we needed it to go. You got a 7-point lead at half, and that was after giving a turnover and giving the defense a short field. Then you're up by 10 in the third, and then up by 3 going to the fourth. But when you look back on it, just as a team as a whole, you got to, when you're up by 10, you got to score again, and we had to settle for a field goal in the first half, getting the ball down to the 2-inch line. So that's disappointing there. And then the critical turnovers and putting our defense in a bad situation, that's tough to win those games like that. So, that was you get that team at home. We need to win that game. Our players know that. We need to win that game. Give them credit. They fought back, made enough plays, converted on some fourth downs and some long third downs and what they do on offense. But I think you go back and look at some different stats there. Another way to look at it is that we were 2 of 5 in the red zone, okay? And then I think they were 3 of 4 with 3 touchdowns. So that's kind of a telling stat there, as well as the uncharacteristic, turnovers at the quarterback's position. There's Dresser will be the first one to tell you there's 2 ill-advised. I can live with the last play, but 2 ill-advised ones, and so we got to coach him better and put him in some different spots, and hopefully he bounces back this week.
This is your team that's averaged 21 points a game in the second half. That's even big shutout of Boise State.
Yep.
What did Kennesaw State? What adjustments did they make at halftime to really stymie this high-powered offense in that second?
Yeah, I don't know if I've looked at it like that, John. But yeah, that is we have been pretty good in the second half. I just think there were some untimely mistakes that took us out of it. They had a couple of different pressures. Maybe should have stuck with the run a little bit more. Should have called some more runs. When you go back and look at it, we only had 19 runs. But you're trying to get that 2-score lead and make them get out of their comfort zone. And once we had 10, so I don't know schematically if there was a whole lot difference. There was a few different things, but we all were part of that loss. All of us from the top to the bottom, and there's things we could have done better and maybe affected the outcome of that one.
Offensive line play seemed to be kind of kept Dresser never had a clean pocket all day, but kept him off of Dresser. What was your assessment of offensive line play?
That we can play better. We had some really good plays. They were bringing some pressures at some times that only a 4-man pressure, but. Back missed one or 2 different blitz pickups. The defensive line. You go to the second quarter now. There's some clean pockets. There's some very clean pockets, and he was able to step in some throws, and guys made some plays for him. But the consistency on offense, I think, ultimately got us. And when you don't have consistency and you're turning the ball over, it's hard to overcome that. So, we haven't been consistent really all year, but the turnovers didn't get us. And when they're staying out on the field and putting long drives together, or eating up some clock, probably panicked in our play calling, and just like I said, total team effort of collapse offensively, and disappointing to not be able to extend that 10-game win streak.
During your tenure, do you remember a time when you've gone almost over a whole month this late in the season not playing a conference game?
I don't know. I'd have to think back. Obviously probably not, because we always played 8, up until the last year or so. So, no, good go back in conference play. I mean, the kids know that. They understand that was a great opportunity, but, you win last week, and this one's still huge and affects where you are in the conference. So we'll bounce back, we'll regroup, and, looking forward to practice tonight.
I mean, definitely you control your own destiny. The Sergeant York Trophy's
Yeah.
up for grabs this weekend. There's a lot of things at stake for this team, and I'm sure those are things you're trying to preach to them to keep them together.
Yeah, well, don't have to, there won't have to be much motivation. There shouldn't be this week. We got a lot of Tennessee kids looking forward to going to play in the Titan Stadium, and I saw in our group meet, different guys are asking for tickets and stuff. So those are good things. We're playing a good team 2-2 in the conference. They're first in the league in total defense. Don't give a whole lot of, 166 rushing, 192 passing. You see the good scheme on defense, good players on defense, and offensively, there's games where it goes like they want it to go, and there's been probably some inconsistencies they're not happy with as well. But certainly an experienced quarterback and a couple premier backs, so it's going to be a tough challenge for us.
With the COVID year and a lot of these young men getting
Mm-hmm.
6 seasons, the culture of your locker room after this loss.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see some more maturity when you have your John Fords and Colton Downs and Dresser Wins being able to be, although maybe it's one
Yeah.
year, but a year older, maybe understanding that getting back maybe got you back quicker?
Yeah, hopefully, you hope that's the case. It's just maturity, like any of us. When you grow, you handle things differently at 22 and 24 than you certainly would, younger. I think there is some, sense of urgency of, 6 years to give of your life when you're 22, 23, 24 years old. I mean, that's a lot, right? That's almost a quarter of your life, and you've invested in here in UT Martin. You'd like to see, can you put 2 back-to-back conference championship rings, kind of leave a legacy? I'm sure they see it like that. I certainly hope they do. Those guys need to play well this week.
We've seen Devin Starling's name, Jalen Ellis. These are folks that you're used to seeing. What's kind of Tennessee State's been very inconsistent this year. Losses to Lane. What's your expectation as you go face Tennessee State this week from Eddie George and his staff?
You look at it, that when you have the pieces, when you have the quality players, you're recruiting well. When you're preparing to play against that kind of talent, you're preparing for their best. And so when you look at the tape and when you see tall, long, athletic, experienced players, you prepare for their best, and that's, we understand the challenge. Going on the road, you can't depend on somebody not playing well, somebody turning the ball over in order for you to win. You hope that the things that you do of your execution makes those things happen. But no, of the 3 conference games we've played, they're the most talented, on game 4 for us.